Oh, this guy.
Listen, I was laughing along with you.
Oh,
You was laughing at the hat comment, innit?
oh, he kills me. It's
You
so
got your
funny.
part, you got your trim and everything else.
I know I have to save it. I have to save it special.
Ah,
Feeling good. Obviously, lockdown's nearly over. I'm saving it for then.
hoi hoi. Someone asked what the topic is.
Yes, yes, yes. Gemma Cargill, Made Collective, Level Up and Light Up. So many different
Ooh,
names. Okay.
yes.
How are things? How are things? Talk to me. Let us
Well,
know
you
about your
know, obviously,
launch. I know, I
like
know.
today, madness. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm absolutely exhausted. Yeah, I'm ready for the long weekend, man. Like, knackered. Building a business, I said, like building a business, like everyone doesn't appreciate, say everyone, people who don't have a business don't understand like how much work goes into it. Like I haven't even spoken to like my friends, my family,
Mm,
because I've just been like manic, innit? I've been on the phone to
yeah,
you,
I
sorting out the
know.
web.
And honestly, this is why I'm starting to do these lives because
Mm,
what's happened with me is obviously over the years, I think it's about 6 years of business now,
mm,
work with so many different people. And what started off obviously as web design, graphic design, as
mm,
you know, for me, it's become coaching, helping people start up businesses, giving people a lot of assistance. So,
mm,
and what I tend to get a lot of the time is people, as you know, you was probably the same at the start. People don't have a lot of confidence.
mm,
So I want to kind of give people some content that allows them to see that there are other people like them
mm,
and put it up on my YouTube and also send it to people. Because obviously when I talk to people, I think I started with somebody yesterday. He's the same. He's lacking the confidence. He wants to know what to do here, there, and he's at that stage where he can't really. Everybody seems so far ahead of him, and
yeah,
everything seems unachievable. So I was like,
yeah,
do you know what? Let me start doing the lives, showing him people I've talked to, showing him people I've worked with, and actually put that content up and be able to send it to people.
but I got a
Because
question. So like, you know, the people that are like, that lack the confidence, etc.
yeah,
Do you find that they want to know all the strategy side of things? Like, so how do I do this? Like, so they
mm,
keep coming up with like the strategy stuff, but actually what's really holding them back is like their mindset, like their confidence.
there's two types of people. It's so funny. There's two types of people because I've got a friend that I work with who has all the actually it's more than just I work with. He's a long-time friend. He has all of the skills. He
Mm,
has the knowledge, but when I talk to him, I get that opinion that he thinks there is some type of magical handbook out there or a
mm,
mass amount of knowledge out there that other people have that he doesn't have, and he doesn't want to go out there and embarrass himself. Now,
yeah,
the thing that I realized, like many other people, when you get into business, is that it doesn't matter how much strategy and how much knowledge you have to adjust with what you're given. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
You can have all the
100%.
strategy, you could have all the plans, you could have all the designs, and you might not get no
Mm,
customers, no clients. So
yeah,
it literally becomes pointless. So
yeah,
you
100%.
actually adjust and move as we go. Two
Because
seconds. Nietzsche is here and he's arrived. Let's get him in. Let's see if he gets in.
yeah, because I haven't done this like freeway thing. Hey.
Nietzsche,
What's going
hey,
on? What's going
Nietzsche.
on? What's going
Hey
on?
Nietzsche, you know the funniest thing is I nearly came into this live with a different brand of hat on. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Typical.
I said,
Hold
wait,
on.
let me get my can hat. Gemma, where's your can hat? Where's your hat?
Where's my?
What?
I haven't got sent one.
Oh wow, wow. Wow,
Oh, hold on.
wow.
He's freezing, or is that just
Oh,
from my side?
he's freezing. He's froze for me as well. He might have a bad signal.
I was going to ask him if he was comfortable stood up. Like, how long is he trying to be here for?
Just so people know, this hat that I'm wearing, this is Nietzsche's. He's the owner of Can, the founder. Very similar to Jemma. I built his website for him, like I built Gemma's website. I've worked with him from the start of his business, and he is developing, growing, and doing some massive things as well. So another person I'm obviously proud to work with. But Nietzsche, I think you should tell people a bit about your journey, and because obviously Can has a bit of a meaning to it, more than just the average clothing business. So yeah, let us know.
Okay, so I started so my name's Nitram, from South London. I started Can in about 2019, so June 2019. It came from an idea. So it was basically me and two friends. So originally it was, so you can see CAN, so it was Craig, Andre, Nitram. But then they didn't really want to, they wasn't really on the whole fashion brand sort of stuff. And I said, you know what, I'm going to carry this forward. So I had the idea in my head from about 2018. But I was a bit, you know what I'm saying? You know, you have an idea, but you're not sure whether to push forward.
Yeah.
Until one day, I think in 2019, I'd say about January or February, I said to myself, you know what, Nietzsche, I've got the idea. I drew the logo. I got it.
Yeah.
I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go do it.
Yeah.
And from there, I've developed it from Craig, Andre, Nitram to the word Can. And I feel like Can is a word, especially now, that's relevant to literally everybody in it. Every single person. Nobody can ever say that Can hasn't got a relevance to their life in some sort of way. Yeah. And I thought in 2019, I thought, you know what, I can make this grow in it. Like it's something that can resonate. I feel like I can make this brand grow from just a hat to anything that I want it to be. And from there, I made a company. Obviously you got to put money to build it up first. Made the company. At first people were telling me, Nietzsche's a great idea, don't, just make sure you keep on going. And I was like, yeah, I will. And they was like, make sure you copyright it. And at first I was hesitating. I was thinking, I don't need to copyright it. And then I thought, you know what, it's such a great idea, let me make sure I copyright it just in case someone else takes it away from me. You know what I mean? I think that's something people need to think about as well. You have an idea, make sure that nobody else can just take it and say it's theirs. So I went onto the whole government website stuff and I got it copyrighted, had to pay a bit of money, of course. And and from there I've just developed it, and people have just have loved the idea. They like the logo, that's cool, and they can see that they can see what it says. At first people looked at it and thought, what does it actually say? And then when I've explained to them, they can see it and they love the idea behind it, they love the meaning behind it. And that's how I'm selling it. Not only do I sell a brand that looks good, I want it to mean something. I don't want it to be a brand that's just there and, you know, I'm here for 5 minutes and then I'm on the next.
I think that's something important. I just want to touch on that because that's something like I remember specifically when I was working with Jemma at the start. I was saying like branding's so important. And obviously it's never about like wasting too much time. Like obviously you want to get your business out there, but what I find with my business and what I found with a lot of people is like when there's a meaning and something attached to your business, like you feel better about it, if you know what I mean, like as opposed to just working for something. That's why I think sometimes people struggle when they like are like in a partnership or something and that it has no relevance to them. They really struggle. But as I said, like Jem's obviously got Level Up and Light Up, and you've got Can. I've got AA Media Studios. That the double A. There's so many different meanings behind that. Obviously, like me and my brother, me and my friend who started it up. My dad's business is AA. One of my best friends' business is AA. So there's so much meaning behind it. So I think it gives me that little bit of extra like push. So when I'm pushing it out there, I feel good. Like I think everything relates. So I love how you've done that with Can.
No, 100%. I feel like if you're gonna go into any business or if you're gonna create something, you have to be passionate about it. It can't be just something you just do on the fly and just say, oh, you know, I've got an idea and I'm just going to do it and see how it goes.
Yeah.
You got to do it and actually believe that it's going to grow into something. And you got to think of yourself as, well, in my case, I've got to think of myself as a big business, not just not just a small one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
you have to stand for something, Nietzsche, because I don't know if you lot have seen, obviously, recently that that artist Little Nas, and he's having that issue with Nike and stuff like that. And it shows you, like, obviously Nike are now obviously suing them for it, because if they have a brand, like if they have brand values and what he's doing is going against their values, it defaces the business, because a lot of people now are like, oh, I'm done with Nike, if you know what I mean. So it's, for me, that's how I kind of work. Like, I make sure that I stick to the values I had at the start. Obviously certain things change, but overall I'm like, nah, I need to stick with like what I think is right. And obviously for me, it's obviously being very creative. It's about working with people, being honest. Obviously you charge certain prices, but I don't want to overprice just for the sake of it. I like, when I work on these projects, I'm really like into them. As Jemma will tell you, like, I was up at like 6, 7 this morning working, like, and I went to sleep like we're exhausted, because I'm
on to branding, I also feel like, obviously you've got to have those foundations in place from like the jump. Like you know your values, you need to know exactly what your mission is with the brand. Like, obviously, as you know, innit, I started my business, like my business turned like 2 days ago actually. So obviously when I started, obviously you've seen the transformation in it from like last year to where we are, like where we're at now. Yeah. But values, mission has always been the same, although the branding has changed, because I never really like looked at like logo and colors and things like that. But the values, the mission statement, everything else, like the heart of the brand has always been the same. And I think that you have to have that in place.
100%.
Of any business to always like refer back to, so you know that you're on track. What thoughts with like did you have like a business plan, Nietzsche?
Did I have a business plan? Do you know what? I'll be honest. I didn't, you know?
Yeah.
I had an idea and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go through with it. And I'm gonna work my way with it afterwards. Because you know what it is? I think the hardest thing about the whole brand in the first place was actually starting.
I was gonna ask you that question today.
No, I got a couple of questions.
What I was going to say on that is, what was it specifically about that was so hard for you? Because me and Jem was speaking about it before you came on. So I actually want to know, for you, like, what was it that was so hard for you?
Do you know what? I think with everybody has an element of doubt in their mind. You know what I mean? Before you start something, whatever you do, something in the back of your mind might tell you, oh, you know what, is there going to be any point? What's so good about this logo? What's so good about this brand? Like, how is it gonna, like, how am I going to be successful with it? Sort of thing. So, like I said to you before, like, I had this idea in 2018, like late 2018, and I didn't do anything about it. It's not until I said to myself, you know what? Like, I spoke to my boys that I was talking about, Craig and Andre, and it's like, you know what, Nietzsche, that's a good idea, man. Go for it. And I think that's another thing. It's the people that are around me that encouraged me. That heard my idea, thought it was good, and they said, go for it. If I had people around me that was negative and said, oh, you know what, that's dead, or you know what, I don't think it's gonna work, then I might have done it. You know what I mean? So that gave me the extra push as well. So I think it was fear. I think fear was the reason why I didn't go for it straight away. Until one day I've just got up and I thought, you know what, Nietzsche, this is gonna be good. Just do it, man. And I just did it. I made the hat. It looked good in my eyes anyway. I got the opinions of people that are important to me, whose opinions count to me, and I just did it. Like, that's how it all started. How have you found like the support in terms of like people supporting you in your inner circle with your brand? Have they been supportive? Because I know, like, in the UK, I always feel like sometimes like we're not very supportive of other people. If we don't know them, we're like we support them. When we know them, like, I don't feel like we get as much support as we can. Like, how have you found that in your journey? do you know what? If I'm honest, yeah, generally I feel like I've been supported quite well.
Yeah.
My friends and friends of friends have caught on it, and they, like I said, you said something about a mission statement. They like the meaning behind it. So they like the logo. I'm like, wow, that looks a bit different. They like what it's all about. And I feel like my peoples, the majority of the peoples that are around me, they have supported me very, very, very well.
Do you know why, Niche? Do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because you're through and through. People like to, obviously, like all the good people around me, the people that are around me, that hearts were good, people support them. I've always noticed that, like they support them. And you've been thorough from as long as I've known you. So, for example, when you put something up, I'm liking it automatically. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I subconsciously, I'm just like, I'm liking that. There's certain people that I look at, and I know I've noticed it myself subconsciously. If I know that they're not true to what they're doing, I might not like their picture. Do you know what I mean? Because we spend a lot of time browsing and stuff like that. So I think that's an important thing. Like, I think for you, definitely. And obviously I've seen the support you get from different people. And like, for me, it'll be like, I obviously starting off, I'll be like, okay, Nietzsche's hat is this amount. I'm putting my money in my pocket straight away. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's not even something I need to think about. So I think that's something that, like, I've noticed a lot in terms of business. I never would have thought it, but when I work with people, the true, honest, good characters always doing well. They get that initial support that allows them to get from like 0 to, do you know what I mean, to a certain point. And then obviously after that, you're kind of like, you're known enough for new people to recognize you. Do you see what I'm saying?
That was my next question to you, because obviously you've got like that support within like your inner circle. How do you then like push your brand to new audiences?
I think what's key, I think word of mouth is one thing. So when people see, like, let's say Andrew, they see the hat that he's wearing. Oh, where'd you get that from? Oh, Nietzsche. Oh, what's that about? Oh, it's Cam. And then they like the idea behind it. Oh, let me go check that out. So word of mouth, I think, is key. I think another thing is what you can't be, and I've realized this very quickly with the new business, you can't be tight, you know? You cannot be tight. At the beginning, I was trying to be tight. I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm not going to bother, you know, put a sponsored post up. Like, all I'm going to need is the people around me to, you know, to help it grow. And realistically, it's not going to grow like that. The people around me are just one tiny portion. Of the population. If I really want this to be a success, or if I really want it to be my livelihood, what I want to live off, I can't just rely on just the people that in my inner circle and a little bit outside of that. I have to pay, for it to be seen by other people. So doing sponsored posts, I was avoiding it. I was avoiding it.
So is that your only form of like strategy, like marketing strategy, like getting the sponsored posts and things like that?
Okay, so I think that's one aspect of it, But I feel like I spoke, and it's funny we talk about it, I spoke to Andrew about this the other day. I was just like, okay, that's one aspect of it, paying for sponsored posts. But what else can I tap into? What else can I do? Like, should I send emails out to people? Should I? Is there something to do? I think is it Google ads?
Google ads,
Google ads. I've heard. I've been talking to people about pixels as well. There's so many different avenues that I didn't know about. Do you know what I mean?
Can I touch on that? Do you know why it's so funny? Because right now I work with so many people, and they go like, I'm like, you need to do ads. Now, if I was to, like, right now spend £70 and get nothing back for it, I'll be trying to get my money back. Now, what people don't understand is, like, with ads, is it's not always guaranteeing you sales. What it's doing is awareness. So sometimes I've had to, like, tell someone, look, you have to spend like £500 on ads, and they're like, what? And then they do it, and they've spent £70, and they're like, well, we might have to try a new strategy. But I'm like,
yeah, because obviously with Level Up, like that was one of our strategies with ads, isn't it? And we spent like £80 for like 1 week, and it didn't get the outcome that we wanted from it. So obviously now we've got to go back and look at it as like, is it the ad itself? Do you know what I mean? Is people looking at that thinking, I want to press on that? Is it the ad? Is it because we had someone come in, so we got a specialist to come in and do the ads for us? So now, like, all right, cool, that didn't work. So before we invest like another chunk of money into ads, look at why people weren't really clicking on it, or why they weren't following through to the website. Like it's trial and error. It's trial and error.
And that's something that people don't realize, and that's something I had to really study up against, like TV ads, for example, because you do a couple of ads and you're like, is this hitting? Why is it not hitting? Why am I not getting the traction? And then you realize, okay, wait a second. Let's put yourself in that position. If you were seeing that ad, what would it make you do? Would it make you just look at it and go past? Would it make you look at it and like it? Would it make you look at it and want to buy it? And that's the hardest part for people, is that that's the thing with ads.
I've like read loads of like books about like selling and the psychology behind selling. Like when it comes to ads, you got to sell. Like it doesn't matter if it looks pretty. You got to be tapping into people's pain points.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? That's what sell is. That's what sales is. You know what I mean? You need to sell something that someone wants, needs, can't live without. So ads is a tricky thing, but you need them in your business. I didn't realize that until like launching Level Up. I was like, damn, we're going to need ads for this. Like after as a new brand, we're not going to get enough awareness. But ads are a tricky thing, and I would definitely always recommend getting someone in to help with the ad side, because running the ads is a lot.
100%. Like I'm at that stage at the moment. Like I spoke to Andrew the other day. I've been speaking to like a couple of marketing companies have approached me and said they like this brand. They feel like that it needs more awareness for it to grow even further. And it's something that I'm looking into investing now. You know what I mean? That's nearly what. That's 2 years. That's coming up to 2 years. But you have to, like, you cannot be tight. Like, to make money,
you can't.
To make money, you got to spend it. And
believe me.
You got to think, like, the companies that, if I'm trying to view myself as a company that's big, companies like the Nikes, the Adidas, they spend millions.
That's exactly right. How many times do you see like those ads popping up on like YouTube and like Instagram?
Exactly.
How much money do you think? Like people have to think, if you're trying to get 20k from one launch, you can't be spending £80 on ads.
It's not going to work.
I'm going to send you lot something after. I think there was an ad company talking about they spent $500,000 on Kylie Jenner, and they actually say at the end of that, it's not necessarily or directly the sales that they get back from it. It's also like the fact that you can now attach that name to everything you do. So do you know what I mean? Like, as worn by Kylie Jenner, etc., etc. So that plays a major part as well. And I think that's something that I do try to say to people. I'm like sometimes people get like an opportunity to go in a magazine, Vogue or this or that, and it feels like, okay, I've got to pay $400 for this here. But the fact is, most times we're going to go and spend that on a couple pairs of trainers and this and this and that. But if you put it back into your business, okay, you might not see that direct like hit, but what you will get in time is, as your business grows and as you develop, now people are already aware that you exist, and then they buy into you. And I think that's what happened with me. Like years ago, I was doing this, and sometimes I was doubting myself. I was like, maybe I should just go back to a 9 to 5. And then I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I refuse. I can't live that life again. And then one day, honestly, everything just rolled into one. Like one day it was like job. And it's been like that ever since, which has obviously been a blessing for me. But I truly believe like me continually like posting, doing ads, branding myself, putting myself out there has obviously benefited me like 2-3 years down the line. But
consistency, innit? You've got to be consistent. Like, and with that, like you said, you post all the time. Like, that's another thing, is like with the likes and things like that. Don't worry about the likes. Like, do you know, people see your post. It doesn't just because they don't like it. People see your post. Like the clients I've had, never really showed up on my posts. They never really
same as me.
When they popped up in the inbox, I'm like, oh, never even thought of it. So it's like, so like, consistency is so key. Just because you think people ain't seeing it or one post doesn't get many likes, like people are seeing it. So you've got to like continue to be consistent in everything you do.
When I started, I was getting 500 likes. Like before the Instagram algorithm changed, I was getting like 500 likes. And then after that, March and stuff like that. And then now I get 500 messages for jobs. So I know what I prefer. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I prefer the money. I prefer the clients. So
checks, like,
and that stopped me. That actually stopped me being consistent with promoting. And then what I had to then do is get people to help me with that, and obviously strategize the business a bit different. And now I've got back onto that. But definitely, like what you lot are saying, like being consistent, ads, promotion, strategize, re-strategize is so important. Like so important. 100%.
You know what I'm saying as well? What I'm saying as well, I think you mentioned it earlier. People are not only buying the brand, they're buying into you, innit? They're buying into you. So once they see, okay, so for example, myself, they see, okay, consistently for 2 years, I've been coming up with new clothes, new this, new that. Post. And then eventually someone who's been watching me for that time, they're gonna buy something, you know what I'm saying? So
definitely.
People buy into the person, not just the brand, you know what I'm saying?
No, I can't, especially as like a service-based business. Like people buy into me essentially, not of course they buy into what I'm offering, but they're not gonna, if it's service-based, isn't it? So they're not gonna come and work with me if they don't feel me. Like that is just not gonna happen. Like you definitely represent your brand 100%. You buy into people, innit? If they like you, they like you, and they're gonna buy into it, and they're gonna watch what you're doing and rate everything that you're doing. Nietzsche, I was gonna ask you, in terms of mindset, what kind of mindset? Obviously you said initially like that you had that kind of like fear which was holding you back. Like where are you at now? How important do you feel mindset is in like running and growing your business?
Where am I at now? I'll answer that first. Where am I at now? I'll be a liar if I said I'm not scared at all still. So even after 2 years, you know what I mean? I still have to think about certain decisions I need to make. What did you
I was gonna add me, but the mic's not gonna allow it.
So yeah, even now I still have fears, but I feel like I'm a representation of my brand, so I can't promote something about having a good mindset and then not try to have the mindset myself. You know what I mean? So I think it's so important because you're gonna have your ups and downs. Like I didn't realize when I started how many brands there actually were. I didn't know how much clothing brands there were. Like obviously you know about the main ones. When I started, I just saw a lot. Like I'm seeing hundreds and hundreds of different brands. And you start to think to yourself, where am I gonna fit in all of this? Like, is it too saturated? Do you know what I mean? You start to doubt yourself. But I honestly believe in my hand on my heart that I can make this bang. Do you know what I mean? If I do the right things, if I keep on being consistent, if I keep telling myself, you know, I think I read about it. It's called the law of attraction. So if you think positive thoughts, positive things will happen to you. If you think negative thoughts, negative things happen to you. My mindset is so positive what I want to do and what I want to achieve, that I truly believe this can work and this is going to be my way of living. So I think mindset is so important because you're gonna get disappointments. You're gonna get low. I'll be a liar if I said to you, every single month I had like £2,000 in my account. That's unrealistic. Do you know what I mean? There's been times where I have a boom, like all of us. Like sometimes it's been very ad hoc. One minute, like I'm seeing loads of sales, and then it dips, and then of course, like the coronavirus.
That's so important to talk about because we've spoken about this before, innit, Drew? Because people assume like you've got your own business you've just got money in the
Yeah,
bank, like
yeah,
lunch is
yeah,
on you. That ain't the case. Like,
yeah,
you understand? Like, do you think like you said, it's very ad hoc. Like, one minute you can be making enough money, then you could be at zero. We spoke about this, innit? Like,
yeah,
then you
yeah,
could be at zero kind of thing. But
yeah.
people need to understand that to run a business, it costs money to run the business,
100%.
At
right?
times, I'm
See it
pushing
grow,
money
you've
back
got to
in.
put money back into the business. You've got to
Yeah,
put money in, like
yeah,
just what we were saying about the ads.
yeah,
If you want to see it grow, you've got to reinvest into those ads
yeah,
to see it
100%.
grow even more. So
yeah,
like business, like running a business don't necessarily mean that people are sitting on that 10K just each month just to play around with.
yeah. And also, people like there's a lot of sacrifice as well. Like
Yeah.
because like me, I always had nice cars. Now, in order for me to leave my old job, run my business day by day,
Mm.
and grow at the same time and survive, I had to cut back and just get like a normal car. Like I had a Peugeot 207, and I had to do that for a period of time, and it burned me every day. But you know what? It taught me discipline. I
And it's only
swear
now
to
you
you.
just got a car in it as
Yeah,
well.
it's
Only now,
only like
yeah,
what is it? I've
only
had it
now.
like my new car like 6 months or something. Like I was in pain every day, like every day. I was like, I don't want like I was like, oh, they can't see me. Like the person they know, this isn't them. Like it doesn't add up. But do you know what? I knew at the end of it, I was like, do you know what? This is the sacrifice I have to do. Like, and I don't think everybody is willing to do that. But in
Yeah.
the end, for me, I'm always looking 5 years ahead. I'm always thinking, okay, this is something I'll suffer for now. But if, let's say, for example, I'm a millionaire in 5 years, that sacrifice was worth it. But it wasn't worth it spending £100 a week on a 3 litre like diesel and just throwing away money, and then like the business got no ads, or I can't buy no like business cards. I was like, nah. I said, look, I got to sacrifice this, and it was hard. Like even my old office, the office I had, like I was sharing an office, was downstairs. The phone signal wasn't great. It was dark. It was this, but like I knew the end goal. Like I knew the end goal. I was just like, you know what, we've got to go to town here. We've got to work hard, and like I'll get the benefits for it, because no one is not giving me $500,000. Like no one's coming and doing that. Like I done little gambling, that didn't work. I tried this, I tried that, it didn't work. I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm a worker, innit? I'm a worker. Like let's work. So,
Have you made any sacrifices, Nietzsche?
I think the first sacrifice I made was when I started.
Yeah.
Is the money I got money from my savings. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna do what I believe in. You know what I mean? And people are scared. I can understand why. You know what I mean? It's a scary thought, putting money into something that you don't know if you're
it's
get
gonna
back.
work. Yeah.
Is like the same with you doing our website, innit? Because I was saying like obviously we were gonna just do the website on Wix.
Yeah.
Up, and then me and obviously like my partner Amy, we spoke about it, and we were like, do you know what, we're gonna have to just invest in this 4-figure sum here, like just to get it done now. But it's scary because we're like, I don't know, we don't know if this is gonna go. What if it doesn't work? Then that's just down the essentially down the drain, isn't it? But financially, you've got to sacrifice. You cannot be scared to like I spent what, $8,000 last month on just coaching.
Yeah.
Like, that's $8,000. Like what?
Yeah. Trust me, and that's what it is. Is that, but this is kind of like the psychology that I realized that I had to overcome, because obviously when you're growing up, you're taught a certain way. You're taught, obviously, you do this. You go to school, you go to college, you work, you save your money, you be very like tight with your money and stuff like that. And I got it, and that kind of systematic way works for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But for me, I can't. My mind doesn't work that way, because I'm always thinking like I think when I was at work, I remember they gave me like a slip, and it had my pension date, and it was like 77. So I was like, what? So I can't live until I'm 77. Like, I have to do this for the next 50 years. Do you know what I mean? So I that's kind of one of the things that drove me towards that. And then I realized, okay, there might be a time, like let's say for example, I got 1,500 in my account. I might have to invest 3/4 of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, in order to get back some of what I need. So, for example, it could be ads, it could be equipment. Do you know what I mean? You got to buy Macs. I got 6 Macs or something like that. Don't ask me why. I've got about 10 hard drives, but all of these things you have to do.
It's all the little things. It's like things like Canva, like those little things, like email marketing.
And they add up. They're the worst. They add up.
Add up, like Zoom accounts, like all those little ones add up. But people don't realize that you have to have those things. Like when you're starting a business, you have to invest in that business. Like there's only so much you can do on a trial thing, like that, you know, those free trials they do. There's only so much you can do on a free trial. Like you have to start investing. Like Wix is a great resource for like building a free website, but it's limited. It's very limited.
It's limited. And on my thing, that's what I said. I've obviously said to both of you. I'm like, it's so hard for me when I'm building those websites for people, or they've come from something, because I'm like, yeah, Wix is great for the start, but they always get to a point, and then they plateau. Like they can't grow anymore.
Can't do anymore.
Like, well, you could do this, you could do this, you could do that. So in my kind of realm, I have to sell them like everything else that they could be doing. And then you realize, well, when you move on to like these other platforms, as Nietzsche says, you're now in a whole different like space, because your business can grow now. And that's also the same with like money. I'm sure you've seen it, Jem. It's like you and Nietzsche was saying, you try to be tight with your money, etc., and you don't really get anything back, and then you start investing, and it feels like you're throwing it away, and then one day you've got 20 clients on the go. Do you know what I mean? 20 people buy your hat. So definitely, like, have to encourage people to invest in themselves, like believe in themselves. Like, all of us have got the skills.
Each of our industries is so saturated. You've got to stand out. You know what I mean? Like the one thing that I would say on like social media is that I see a lot of like the standard like free Canva templates. Like, even if you haven't even got your branding sorted, like just switch up the templates, like just invest in. That's not even like what Canva, $10.99 a month. Like even if you invest in that pro account. Out, but now I just see literally the same templates everywhere. I don't want to like you're offering anything new. Just that, like that's an example.
But people can't get it, Jem, because you just said it. Like, all right, Canva, that's $10.99 a month. And people won't buy Canva, for example.
No, now, I know. I don't get it.
You go and check their Uber Eats list and see how many 10.99s they've sent. Like, there's 10.99s.
Yeah, it's the it's having it's true, because it's priorities, isn't it? You know me, you know you get at me about this all the time. I don't cook, innit? So last year it was just like expenses coming out my ass for like Uber Eats and things like that. But you know what? This year I'm kind of like, I had to start cooking, start saving on the money. I had to start cancelling like subscriptions that I didn't even need. Like, you have to have your priorities straight.
100%.
You know what?
$10.99 for the Canva, that's going to make you stand out, or for Uber Eats. Like, I don't know.
You know, I want to add something as well. I think what's key as well, what's key to all of it, starting a business, is your time. You have to, you got to know, you got to put time and effort into stuff, that you're not getting anything back for. You know what I mean? So I think even at the beginning, do you know how I was taking pictures? Obviously on the Instagram, the pictures look nice now. I was taking pictures on my phone. That's tight. That's one thing. So one day I got up and I said, you know what? I'm gonna buy a camera. I'm gonna be the camera. My photos are gonna look sick now. You know what I mean? So I bought a camera. Not only that, when I bought the camera, then I've got to have time to go and take the pictures. I've got to take time to go message people to go and take the pictures. I've got to go on my Instagram, message people, call people. I've got to call.
And Nietzsche, you're doing even more, because you were doing a 9 to 5 and then coming home and doing 6 to 12. Do you know, like, and they don't see that as well, because it's like, okay, your 9 to 5 pays your bill for do you know what I mean, the bills to survive, but what you're doing after that essentially might change your life. Do you know what I mean? 100%. In 10 years, it's what's going to change your life. So it's another
another thing as well, my weekends. I mean, you got to sacrifice your weekend. I'm a man that, like, I like to be out here. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, want to go to the club.
Yeah.
You know me. You know
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right. All right. Rein it in.
but now, what I think about is when I don't have because I've got a daughter as well.
Yeah.
When I have time, when I got a week when I'm free, the first thing I think is, I need to have a shoot. Who am I going to contact to do a shoot with? What am I going to do to get more content? Because I can't just stand still and expect anything or expect everything to come to me. I've got to make it happen. And you got to value your time and how you use it. And I think time is a sacrifice, but we don't really think about it. But in business, it's a sacrifice.
It's a major.
It's a massive one. Like my daughter's like, I don't even know what time it is, but I've had to bribe her to sit in there so I can come and do this. Like I could have been in there chilling with her, but it's like, I know by doing this live is reach. We're having them conversations. Like you have to think, do you know what I mean? Like you have to sacrifice things. Same as you need. Like obviously I've got my little girl and I'm a single mum and stuff. There's loads of times where I'm like, I feel I have that guilt where I'm like, I need this time to like work on the business, but then I could do that. I could spend time with her, but then I'm like, whatever I'm doing now is going to better her life. So you have to, people don't see those sacrifices, like, and that time sacrifice is hard.
And to touch on that for both of you, a major thing that I want to ask both of you, because I've suffered, I don't have kids, I have my own freedom, but for the first time in my life, I can say I've experienced what I could class as like a mental health suffering. So you lot with kids, this is a major question that I get a lot of times now, obviously from my clients and stuff like that. And also when I do my like kind of questions up on stories, it's like mentally, how are you lot coping? Because what people want to know is, okay, if we've got kids and we're working a 9 to 5, then we have to come home, do stuff with them, and then run our business on the side of that. Like, how do you do that? Like, mentally, what do you have to do in order for that to run and be? Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to ask. Obviously, I'll ask you first, Jem, and then Nietzsche, you follow.
Yeah. Like, obviously, yesterday, well, you was on the phone, innit, while we were trying to do that website yesterday, because we were trying to do the changes live. And obviously, you've seen how I was with Nyla, innit? Like, she was crying. I was like on the verge of a breakdown. Like, it's hard. And obviously, well, you know, and I share that with you. Like, obviously, there's definitely times where I break down in tears and I'm like, I can't cope with this. But I feel like the only way to get through it for me is knowing that whatever I'm building now, it's gonna benefit her. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna benefit her in the long run. And it's only me. I don't get any support. The only support I get is from my mum. That's the only support I get in terms of like childcare with her. So everything I'm doing is around her. But I have to just make sure that I factor in some time with her. Like, so after school, I try and like have that time. And I try not to work evenings no more. But like during school time, obviously, you know, I left my job last year to work in the business full time. But that was the sacrifice I had to make, because otherwise I was working, doing business, and then trying to be a mom. So that's what I had to do. I had to leave my job to be in the business full time. Otherwise I would have broke down. It's hard. It's hard for any mum or dad like trying to build a business and be a parent.
I'm seeing some of the comments at Truth Hurts 1518, and she's saying the same thing. Like, a lot of people are saying like that. I think she was saying she's got 2 boys under 5 and she's going back to study and better herself. And like, for me, I got so much respect for, like, I don't think I really used to grasp like how much people were doing, or even like my mum, for example. Like, you never really grasp how much people are doing, but now I have the greatest appreciation for people. Like, if you're able to go through all of that, have children, not have much of your own time, and still come out on the other side of it, like, I got so
it's
much
too late.
love.
Like, for me, it's like there's no way I could give up now. Like, do you think I've just gone through all of that to like to be like giving up? It's just not happening. Like, it's perseverance. But I also get her involved as well. Like, I feel like we get her involved in stuff. Like, so she helps me with like the little shoots I need to do, like this whole setup here. She came and set this whole thing up for me to do. Like, so I get involved. I teach her about business and what it takes, and I try and let her know that, like, obviously I can't spend as much time as I would like as one of me, but those nice things I buy you is because I put that time in. And then she's kind of like, all right, that makes sense.
when she gets that
But
present, she's happy. Like,
yeah, she shuts
yeah.
up. She's gone. Like I got one of those, I don't know if you've seen those gorilla gyms. They look mad. Someone walked in and asked if I had some sort of like bondage thing going on, but it's a gorilla gym and it's like an
Yeah.
indoor swing and ladder, couple of £100. But at the time I was working hard, but I was like, right, let me treat her. Bought her that shut her up for weeks. Like
Yeah,
she didn't
yeah.
care. Like, yeah, mum, you go ahead and work. But
Yeah.
mental health in terms of like just running a business in itself, whether you got kids or not, is a serious thing, because failure, when you fail,
Yeah.
or seems like a failure, that has a massive impact on your mate. You don't want to show up again.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Definitely.
What about you, Nietzsche? What's your
Definitely.
experience?
Do you know what? Sometimes I'm just tired, you know.
Mm.
When I'm sick, I'm physically and I'm just tired. You know,
Yeah.
you know, like after work, or you had a long week at work, and you're thinking of the weekend. What am I gonna do? And then I'm thinking of, I need to get up to go take a photo shoot.
Yeah.
I need to travel here to meet this person. I need to travel there to meet that person.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm physically and mentally tired, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But I push myself, and I think what's key to that is not only just for me to have that in myself, is the people that I have around me.
Yeah.
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 The people that I have around me push
Yeah.
me to do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's proper key, you know, because
Yeah.
It is. Drew is my person I go to.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
It's so,
trust me.
and it's so clean, neat you said that, because my next question was going to be like, who inspires you? And then on the flip side of that, it's funny because I'm looking through the group here, and I'm seeing like certain people, and obviously there's like my boy Gondo in there and stuff like that. See, what I do, I always position myself around the right people. So you see, like in football or whatever, whatever it is, I make sure that I'm in a place that makes me uncomfortable, because I don't want to be the best in the team, for example. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually want to I want something to aspire to.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I do in business. Like, I'm around some people doing really, really well. Obviously, I have conversations, I learn off them, and then I try to do the same for people like that are not underneath me, but do you know what I mean? Like, coming up as well. So I think that, like, finding inspiration and putting yourself in good circles will do good things for you. Because, for example, if you're tired and then somebody rings you and is like, oh my God, I just done a deal and I just got like 20K off it. I bet you find the energy to get up. Like, you'll find the energy to get up. Like, so it's so important to be around like the right people. Like, it's so
100%.
so important. Like,
100%. The wrong type of person or people will bring you down, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
And you won't even realize at the time.
Yeah.
It's not until later on when you've realized, right, like, why haven't I gone on my website? Why haven't I checked this? It might be because you're surrounding yourself around energy. And I'm a person that's about energy as well.
Yeah.
I need the right energy to be able to do things properly. Do you know what I mean?
Same.
And if I've got people around me that are not giving me that, then it's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
I have to exit out my life.
Yeah.
Like, I want people that are like that. I need people around me that are like-minded. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's going to help. Not only I can help them, but they can help me. Like, I don't know everything. It's impossible.
Yeah.
I'm not going to know everything, and that's one thing you have to realize in business. I'm not saying I'm not no expert, but what I do know is there's people that are better at certain things than I am. Yeah. You can't you can't be pride. You can't have pride in business.
In business, none,
you know what I mean?
none.
If you don't know something, you might need to get help elsewhere. You know what I mean? I can research. But someone out there might be better than me.
Someone else is like, you might know the question. So rather than me going around the houses, why don't I just come to you?
Yeah.
Face and be like you have to just like, it's not even about, oh, well, I don't know this. This means I'm not an expert in this. Like, when no one's an expert, the expert's still looking to grow.
Yes.
Doctors, they're still like educating themselves. Things change all the time. Like, I feel like that's so important, because I feel like the circle, having the right people around you is so important. Like, and I don't even think it even comes down to half the time them wanting to see you fail. I think it comes from a place like they're projecting their own worries and fears onto you. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
And
look
if you
at
find
it.
yourself justifying yourself to your friends about the decisions you're making in your business, then you probably need to drop them out.
Yeah,
You shouldn't have
yeah,
to justify yourself.
100%. And
and
you know
Nietzsche,
one thing?
on what you said as well, like obviously, I think it was Steve Jobs whose quote basically said, like, obviously Steve Jobs, he's the head of the company, the face or whatever. But every time you have like something like that, he is looking to hire people who are higher skilled at all the other things. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not going to be the best developer,
That's
for
what I'm
example,
saying.
but he's going to find a developer who's excellent at that.
This is
And
my
that
thing.
just
Yeah.
puts you in a better position. And I think that's the same with obviously what we're doing. Like you said, Nietzsche, you're being smart. You're not trying to know everything. Like, you would like to know parts of it, but if you hire someone who's an expert at it, they're going to elevate you on this side. If you hire someone who's an expert at another point, they're going to elevate you on that side. And then your business moves a lot quicker. You learn a lot quicker. And you just get to a place a lot quicker than I've seen that.
Yeah.
Even some of the things, for me, I've done certain things for, as I said, 5-6 years. But there's people that have done it in like 1 year with just because they've got key people around them. So I definitely
Like
say
experts have
that.
experts in it. Just look at it like that. Experts have experts. Me as a coach, I would have a coach. That's someone who's like a few levels above where I am now in my business. But experts have experts, like, and I feel like there's no shame in asking for help.
Yeah.
And I feel like what makes a successful entrepreneur is entrepreneurs who are always trying to like widen their skill base, like always trying to learn new things, like everything, like I said, everything is subject to change. Like you know now in terms of like web development is going to change in 5-10 years time.
100%.
So what, you're going to just stay stagnant because you don't want to learn anymore.
Exactly. And that's what, as you've seen, that's exactly what I've done. I'm trying to diversify my business. Like I want to be doing coaching, helping startup people, working with kids. Obviously, that's why I'm doing these lives. I want my YouTube channel to thrive, because I want to produce content that gets put out there where people can learn from me. Also, on the flip side of all of that, what we were saying before is all of those different parts I learn from. Do you understand that? When people comment stuff, I read them comments and I'm like, wow, like, that's important. And do you know what I mean? There's sometimes there's like kids who are 18, 19, 20 who I learn from. Do you know how mad that is? I've been doing this since I've probably been doing graphics and illustrations and stuff since I was about 14. And then there's kids of 18 who know things that I don't know. So, but if your ego takes over, you can't learn from them. Do you see what I mean? Like, so that's when you just have to ditch your ego and you're like, no, I don't care who I learn from. Like, whatever gets me to the top, like, that's what I do. So
100%. You know, another thing I'd say as well. In life, generally, you're gonna get people that not everyone's gonna like you. Not everybody's gonna like you. Some people gonna hate on you. That's it. And they're gonna hate on you from a distance or in the background. And what I'd say to people is, don't watch that. Don't look at the negativity. If anything, the haters are gonna bring you up. You know what I mean? So I'm a person that I'm not someone who I don't really care about what people say online or say about me, because I know who I am. I know who I am. You know what I mean? And the people around me that are the most important know who I am. And people will eventually buy into that. Do you know what I mean? Because like Andrew said, when you're genuine, when people see that you're a genuine person, it's only going to level you up even more. Do you know what I mean?
And to add to that, obviously, I feel like like you said, with like online, me and Andrew talk about this all the time. Like, we don't really care what people think or say. Like, firstly, you're not paying my bills, so I don't really want to hear it. And second of all, I always think like people have those negative things to say about you. They're coming from a place because something's going on in their life. They're coming from a place of hurt and pain. So, people who have them negative things to say, I kind of just think to myself, well, what's going on for you? What's going on for you? That's the thing. I don't feel like what you're probably saying even rings truth. You know, it's probably
they're projecting their feelings.
They're projecting like that's going on for them. Like, you can see someone rise and do really successful who came from like the same hood as you, and then and think to yourself, okay, but that's because they're feeling some type of way that they don't really know how to get out themselves, not because they think that you're this and that. So that's why I just tend to block it out, because I just feel like, do you know what, people who've got something negative to say, they're coming from a place of of pain, hurt, dealing with their own stuff.
Yeah.
Like, let them deal with that, innit? Like,
Guaranteed.
not cutting the check for me. Don't come for me. I'm not hearing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've got another
nothing but,
question for you guys.
yeah.
And this one kind of leads off like, because obviously all these questions that I'm doing are kind of questions that have been posed to me. And what a lot of people are asking me nowadays is kind of, what platforms do you guys find your best interactions, and what platforms do you find that you sell the most on? Now, obviously, there's so many. There's apps. There's obviously Instagram. There's Facebook, Twitter. You've obviously got your own website. People want to know what they need to do at the start of their business, and what they need to put money into, and what they need to create. And then I'll follow on from what you lot kind of say after that. So go on, Jemma. Go on, you go first.
I need to go to the toilet quickly. Jemma,
yeah, go on. Go on, Jem.
Do you know what? I started with Instagram, innit? So I started with Instagram, but I'm going to be entirely honest, and I feel like I want to try and now build my business where I don't rely on social media.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like before there was social media, business done very well. And I think social media now, there's so much pressure. And I think, especially like a platform like Instagram, it makes it hard for small businesses to grow and get the reach and get the engagement, because we're competing with those bigger brands. We're competing with like brands who've got the money to invest and spend like $2,000 a week on advertising and things like that. So for me, I've always been on Instagram. I don't really feel Facebook. I want to try and check out like Pinterest as well, because I've heard that's got some like really, really good kind of like reach and engagement and things like that. But yeah, I want to try and like step away from social media and like focus on website, get the SEO, and start marketing in a different way away from social media. Yeah.
And to go on to that is like, do you find that you needed to use yourself to elevate yourself, like to elevate your business, and you kind of be the face of it? Or do you feel that you could have done it without it?
No, I needed to use my face, because I remember when I first started, I was posting like without showing up. And as soon as I started posting pictures of me like showing up on stories, like boom, like the followers like grew, people was engaging. So I definitely feel like I had to use myself to build up the business.
And that's also what we were saying earlier. It's because what I noticed about you when you came out, which I respected highly as well, is you came out and you were authentic. Do you know? Like, you came out, you were honest, like you were saying, like obviously that you're a single mum. You were telling people about your backstory. And I think nowadays that people relate to that more than anything, because now, like, for example, like a logo is just one part of it. But people really want to attach themselves to something. They want to know that you're similar to them. And that's when people are able to kind of relate. So I admire the way that you came out, because it really, as I saw your engagement going up, I was like, she gets it. But you know, the funny thing is, I probably spent a year telling Jemma, put your face up there. Like, we would have arguments and I'd be like, put your face up there. Like, your face and who you are is what people attach to. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's true. Like, they relate, really, obviously, like I've shared like my issues in my relationships with like men, struggles around single motherhood. I think I've even done a live and I've ended up crying, and I'm just like, what is going on here? I'm supposed to be holding a space for y'all, like, and I'm crying, but people like respect that. And I feel like, I think when you have your business, you have to, I think for me, it's all about being genuine and honest, because then I can't be tripped up in business, if that makes sense. Like, I know I'm clean in what I'm doing and what I'm offering and things like that, but people want to connect with you, innit? They want to know that this is somebody who's gone through or is going through what I'm going through in my life. She can help me. I've seen her go from this to this. I can relate. So,
and if
I
you
felt
grow
like,
with them, it's even better, isn't it? Because if you give them the confidence and they start to like level up, they're not going to forget you. Like, in all my life, everybody that's helped me, I've never forgot any of them. And I always I'll try and find a way to help them back. Do you know what I mean? It could be monetary. It could be like an action or something like that. But you never forget. Like, you never forget. What about you, Nietzsche? Like, what platforms have helped you? How would you say? Where do you say you get most of your clients from? And obviously, yours is not just platform, because you're obviously out there in the real world as well, like selling as well. Like, what do you think works best for you?
I think Instagram's probably the biggest platform that I've noticed like more engagement and more growth in.
Yeah.
What I would say is as well, putting myself out there as well. I think Jemma mentioned it. At first, I was trying to be this figure.
Jemma.
Is that you try and do it? Because like I know I was doing it because I was like, if this fails, no one knows who's behind this damn account.
Yeah. Like I was saying, I was trying to be that guy. Like,
Yeah.
In the end, I thought, you know what, Meech, like, just put yourself out there. Do you know what I mean? Make people know who you are and what you're all about and what the brand is about. And what I did on Instagram as well, I think word of mouth is key. That's one thing. Telling people about your business. Just don't think Instagram's just the one place you can do it. Do it. Use your mouth. Tell people. Like I swear to you, when I first started, I was going to people. I went to Camden one time. I went to Camden, and because that's where I was getting my hats made. And I had my business card. And I had probably about 200 business cards. I was going up to random people and saying, you know what? Like, sometimes you get a vibe of people. Do you know what I mean? And Camden's one of them places, and I knew it as well. Camden's very open to people. You get people from different cultures, etc. Different. You know what I'm saying?
Backgrounds.
Different backgrounds, etc. And I was going up to people. I was like, you know what? Hi, my name's Nietzsche. This is my brand, Can. You know, I like the way you look and stuff. Would you mind if you took a picture with my hat on? And I swear to you, it was so easy. Like, they'll wear my hat. I took a picture. I was like, you know what? Take my business cards. This is my my website. This is my Instagram. Add me on Instagram. I did that so much of just talking to people. That's how I sold myself.
I love that, because if you approached me, I'd be like, yes, because I write anyone who's ballsy enough to come up to me and ask me that, because I'm like, yes, I love that. I love that energy. Like, people respect that. Like, people respect people who take risks.
Like,
we love that.
I'd be the same, Niche, because I think for me, the fact is, like, sometimes, like, you can have that body language where you don't really want to engage, but then when there are people that like engage you, it makes you think, okay, like, maybe I should be a bit more like that, and then I'd probably get involved. So I respect that. I like that a lot, actually.
100%. Trust me. And like what I was doing as well, like this before the pandemic hit. I was putting myself in places where other people could see me. So, for example, I had a fashion show last year, February. I paid money to be part of the fashion show. A lot of people came. Pictures were being taken. I invited my friends, but invited family, etc., etc. But you got to put yourself in places where you can see. You can't just expect that. Okay, my website's going to be enough. Or Instagram's going to be enough.
Find you.
Exactly. Instagram's just, again, I said it earlier, it's just a small proportion. If I put myself in places where people can, you know, say, oh, what's that about? You never know, you might meet an investor. Go somewhere, go to an event, bring your business cards out, or I have my hats in my car, or I have my clothes. Like, everything that I represent is Can. So I am the representation of the brand. When you see me, you see Can. I've developed it in so many different ways. So Instagram, my website, and that's another thing. I think the website was key. That's why I came to you. And people are not going to take me serious if I don't have a website. You know what I mean? I can't have Instagram instead of Instagram. It doesn't make sense. So having a website as well was key. So it looks even more professional. But I think Instagram's probably my main platform.
Yeah.
But I'd say there's been a mixture of everything. So Instagram, my website,
Yeah.
word of mouth.
Yeah.
But eventually, what I want to do, I want everyone to go to my website. Eventually,
that's what
do you know what?
said.
Do you know what? Do you know it is? People don't understand that you see websites. The way that I work and the way it applies is that the website is validation. The website because I don't, when I'm working, obviously I know I'm designing the websites, but the way I design them, I put myself in the place of, if I was coming to this business, what would I want to see? How would I want it to look? And that's very important for me, that even when I'm working on them, I have to go away, come back. If I don't get that kind of feeling, then I know it's not right. Do you see what I mean? So for me, the website is just validation. It will show you the level of seriousness that this business takes themselves. So that's so important for people. Is like, sometimes people just think, okay, we can have an Instagram and then you've got 5 pictures and a couple of likes here and there, blah, 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 and think it's going to work. It could work. Like, some people are lucky.
It could work. That's what I was going to say. You can start, because I started my business without a website.
As I said,
so you can, but like you said, a website kind of like makes your business certified.
And that's what,
do you know what I mean? Now, like, people want to go to the website and they want to know a bit more information. There's only so much information first if you want Instagram, and I think if you haven't made a website, it's kind of like you taking your business serious. Like, there's only so much you can give me on Instagram. Like, I want to go on there, I want to see your credentials, I want to see everything. Like, I want to see reviews, I want to see. Do you know what I want to know? I want to know that you've taken the time to invest in a website. However, you don't have to start with a website. That should be on the agenda.
And that's what and something I'm building right now as well. Also, is like, it's kind of this type of package to show people that basically I want to show people all the different levels and things they can do. Like, for example, like, have a list of all the relevant platforms, because say like what Nietzsche's going through now. Nietzsche's thinking, okay, what do I need to do to get to the next level? Now, what I want to have on my website is essentially something that shows you all the different things you could do. Then you can literally just take it and tick them off. Because what I do, sometimes I follow these meme pages, and they might tell me like some of the steps like a successful person has taken. I promise you, I take them, I write it down in my notepad, and I tick them off as I go along. And once I've done that, I feel better for myself. Like, I'm very structured and organized. Once I've done that, I feel organized, and I feel like, okay, what's the next thing we can do? So I think something like that would be good for, obviously, a lot of the people I'm working with, because then it stops Nietzsche having to wake up at 2 a.m. with thoughts of what he needs to do next. You know what I mean? That happens to me. Sometimes I wake up at 5, 4, and I'm like, oh my God, I should do this, I should do that. And that can also be disruptive to your health, because obviously we're talking about balancing your business with your health. Of course, you want to work 9 to 5, 6 to 12, but if you do that every day, you're going to be exhausted.
You're going to burn out.
No, definitely. I don't know if there's anyone else in the comments or anyone in the live that has any more questions, because I'm like, my comments are exhausted. Or Jem, if you have any questions or anything for anyone.
No, if anyone's got any questions, like, drop them in the comments and just let us know.
And what people, me and Jemma are going to be doing this quite regularly. I think we have another.
We got one on Saturday.
Yeah, we got another one on Saturday, and we're going to do this quite regularly, because honestly, I get so many questions. I get so many people needing confidence or needing advice, and that is what I'm going to be doing, like, for the next year at least, like, helping people start their businesses, talk them through the whole process, get them from logo design, website design, business cards, this, that, show them where to go. Because I think, like, nowadays, especially with Corona lockdown, I think my business booms because a lot of people realize they need life short. So they want to get the benefits of life. Do you know what I mean? Like, we all want to enjoy it. Like, when I was at work, I think there was a guy who was about 60, 65, and he had like 3 kids, he had his family, he had everything. And he said to me, like, he said he doesn't regret that, not at all. He doesn't regret that. But what he regrets is not doing the things that he was great at. So he got to this point in life, he no longer has any energy to do the things which he admired. And it's like these type of things that kind of grated on me. So now I'm like, yeah, tracksuit KG, yes, I do help for free. I have obviously business packages beyond that, but if you want advice, questions, anything, feel free. Like, just drop me a message. You can message me here or via AA Media Studios. I can help. So feel free.
I would say as well, I feel like anyone who's starting their own business, don't cheat yourself. Do not cheat yourself. Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Don't, like, for myself, I'm not trying to be no flash in the pan. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to do this to make my life better and the people around me. You know what I mean? It's not a case of where, like, I think we're living in an age now where people are so focused on what other people think about them. And focused on looking drippy and doing this and doing that, but not focusing on what's going on for the future. You know what I mean? So make sure, like, you're not cheating yourself. Make sure if you're gonna do it, you do it properly. You can't start a business and be half-hearted about it. You know what I mean? You got to do it because you feel passionate. You got to do it because you believe in yourself, and you got people around you that believe in you. You got to believe that you can, innit? That's why that's a message that I constantly put out there. Because don't get twisted. There's a lot of times that I've questioned a lot in my journey. But I know deep inside that it's gonna work out. It's definitely gonna work out for me. You know what I'm saying? So,
and for me,
like last year, I remember I was prioritizing money, and I burnt out and took a month off just before Christmas. That's because I wasn't prioritizing value, like giving value to others and remembering why I started my business. I just seen these, and I'll be honest, I got sucked into those like 10K month coaches. I got sucked in, and I feel like that's important because people can easily get sucked into that. And I started chasing the money, and I forgot to chase the dream. If that makes sense. I forgot what I was doing. I forgot the vision, and was like, yeah, those 10K months sound amazing, but that 10K, those 10K months burnt me the hell out. It wasn't what I was offering, because they could see that it probably wasn't even aligning with me anyway. I was talking about stuff that was way outside like my zone of genius. And so when you're saying that resonates, because I'm like, you have to don't cheat yourself. You have to stay true to you. Like, you have to, you can get sucked in. There's a lot of business out there with like clean hearts, but there's also business out there who want your money. Who do want your money. Unfortunately, not everyone is like us three. Like, do you know what I mean? Or heart-centered businesses. People that's out there that do want your money and will try and suck you dry. So make sure you have your vision. You know what it is you're chasing, why you're chasing it, who you're doing it for. And stick with that. Like, success isn't overnight, and that's very rare that you come across someone who makes like success happen for them overnight. It's a journey. You might not see those 10K months. For some people, for the majority of people, you might not see those 10K months for 5 years. But you don't know how you're doing it.
100%.
And I would say, I know not everybody thinks like it, but me specifically, I do it because obviously I have a place with like my grandma, and I think what I realized spending a lot of time with her is when you get to that age, like, you're gonna look and analyze everything you've done. The bad is gonna weigh on you. You see a lot of people get older, they end up wanting to go to church, wanting to kind of like feel good for the wrongs they've done. But what I notice is she has so much like people wanting to be around her, and that can't be a coincidence. And this woman's been given like all her life. Do you know what I mean? Like, giving. Even at this age, she's telling me she wants to go back to Jamaica and give to people. And like, the truth of it, like, there's not a lot of people that her age that are alive. But the fact that she's still thinking like that is just like, it's testament to her character. So when I get to a certain age, I just want to look back and say, do you know what? That how she did everything that you possibly could have done in life to help people. And you've got value. Like, there's actually value to your life. You wasn't just someone that came on Earth, just messed about, and then just left Earth. I want to have that. So,
someone wants to know if you've got any success stories with businesses you've helped start from scratch.
Plenty. Like when I think of, like,
you helped me start from scratch.
Yeah, Jem, obviously Niche. I've got one of my friends, like, so I've got a lot of businesses that like they're doing well monetary. So I've got a lot of friends that are doing very, very well monetary. And if you go on the AA Media website, I've literally got a list of like 400 people that I've worked with, and it's continually, to be fair, I haven't even put all the rest on there, but people will go on there and be shocked that some of these companies I've worked with. You see what I mean? So there's a lot of clients. So I say go on the AA Media website and then go on the clients page, and you can actually see like a list of people that I've worked with, and there's probably about another 70 I need to add, which I think I will do this month, to be fair. So that's for Craigie Parks, I think it is. And Celia Georgestone said, always stay true to yourself, and I definitely believe that is true. Tracksuit KQ said, when you chase money, money runs away. I believe that as well. I definitely believe that.
100%.
That is
100%.
one thing that I realized, that when you're chasing money, like you can't get it. Like you can't get
it. Trust me.
Yeah, you can't get it. But when you relax and then you start like strategizing properly and thinking properly, it just seems to come. I think for me, there's one thing which I need to do, which I've been really, really thinking about a lot, is obviously health. So it's obviously balancing exercise and stuff like that, because I also find that when you're in a better state of mental health and your mind and you're fit, then you also get better results as well. So I think that's something people should focus.
You have to have like an abundant mindset, innit? Like if you're coming from a place of like scarcity, it shows, and you're not gonna happen. Like you have to trust that when you're acting from a place of passion, the rest falls into place.
Yeah.
Can't change.
You know, I'd say as well. I'd say to people as well. Don't be scared to get advice from your peers.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to listen to other people's opinions.
Yeah.
I think good. What's the way to say it? Good criticism.
Feedback.
Yeah. Take that on board, especially from the people around you. Do you know what I mean? Because they're watching what you're doing, and they want to help you as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people are gonna have better ideas than you do.
Yeah.
And I surround myself with people that we're always brainstorming, always thinking about what's the next best thing to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've playing it in the DMs because someone messaged me about starting a clothing brand business, and I'm like, I don't know. I could sit here and pretend like I know, just to. I was like, I don't know, but I know someone else, and I messaged Nietzsche. This is the question. Can you help me out? And I can go back to her. Yeah. Like reaching out, like you have to come from a place of genuinely wanting to help that person. Yeah. I could have pretended, of course I could, but I didn't know nothing about clothing brands.
100%. And you know what as well? Like being genuine about it as well, because imagine if I was a person who's like, oh, I'm not going to show them because there might be competition.
It's
not about that. It's about I'm trying to help. If I win, if you like, I'm trying to help everybody win.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. That comes on to like network, innit? Is your network as well. Because even if I couldn't, say for instance, that specific person, if I couldn't help her, you might help her, but then Nietzsche now is like, oh well, Gemma's good at this, and then he might refer me to someone else. If you're building a network, when you start a business, it's not all about sales. That's not even. It's not all about sales. Do you know what? I would start with your network. Your network is going to see you through. When you start building that community, that network, that support, your business is going to grow. If you go into it thinking I need to sell this, sell that, it's all about the money, then you're not going to get very far, because you need to build up a network of people who can refer you as much as you can refer them.
I'm the type of person, I see through it anyway. I see through it. Like if someone's just talking sales to me, I'm like, I'm just not on it. Not like, because I know there might be different reasons for everybody wanting to do it. But say, for example, if I get someone to do my house, I want to know that, okay, I'll rather pay you extra because I know you want to do a really good job. But I'll be tight if I think you're just trying to do the job and get out the door. You know what I mean? And I've had to learn those hard lessons, but it's taught me because I've seen it. I've had people like that, like they're very salesy, and then it comes to it, and then you give them your money and you get a salesy treatment. Like they're gone. Like they do a certain thing and they're gone. Whereas me, I actually attach myself to it. So like when Jemma wants me to left align everything on her website, like I feel guilty, and I wake up at 6 o'clock.
It looks. Listen,
I have to tell
that's
you
matter
this,
of opinion.
I have to
because
tell
it
you this
looks great.
one, you know, it is something. It's me and Jemma. We've been laughing about it for the last few days because like we see different. So she likes things left aligned, and I like certain things center aligned, and then like.
Nah, come on.
So we were going through certain bits, yeah, and then like what she does is she screenshots it and puts like circles around. And I promise you, if I write left align into my phone, it's gonna say 1,000.
Serious.
Listen, I know what I like, right?
But at the end of it, that's the thing for me. At the end of it, she's happy now. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, she's happy, and not to put it out there, but the way that we've worked on the strategy for kind of building this is that there has to be a benefit both ways. It's not just me taking money from her. She's given a lot back to me, and that allows us both to grow as a business. Do you see what I mean? Because now she's promoting to her network saying, oh, AA Media done this. I'm getting a lot from that. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm getting that. People are coming. Obviously, people are interacting. People now look at my page. So definitely like networking, as you lot said. But I think we've gone for over an hour now, and I want to make sure that we can get this onto.
Obviously, like Andrew said, that we're going to be doing this on Saturday, and we're going to make this a regular thing, innit? And we're going to flip it into like audio for podcasts and whatnot. So like, if you guys like have any like topics that you want Andrew and I to cover, like let us know here now, and then we can obviously like plan for future talks that we do. So
or
anything that's like.
DM. Or
DM us,
me,
I
want them as kind of a DM, because what I will do is put those questions up on my stories, get some answers from people, and then we'll like relay them in the next one. So like it's funny, as this has been happening, I've been getting WhatsApps, I've been getting inboxes. So like thank you to everyone that listened, and we will definitely be doing this again more regularly. And as I said, anyone wants any help, feel free to message me, message Jem, because Jem has 2 businesses doing very well as well. And also check out Nietzsche's Can brand, because they are also doing very well. But I'll be
obviously, like, when it permits, I'm ready to come do some shots for you.
Yeah, trust me.
I'm ready to run away.
Photo shoot as well.
Listen, 100%.
I can have my hat here too.
This weekend I'm doing like a little Easter sale.
Yeah.
Over the.
Oh, is it?
From Friday to Monday, I'm going to be doing it. So check it out, www.canofficial.com. And yeah, man, just watch this space. But no, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on, Nietzsche. Thank you, Jem. And we'll catch everybody Saturday. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye.